Hello, masters. Oh my God, you guys. Oh God, you're gonna love this video. This is just, it's so effective and it's easy to do. I did it. I've done it lots of times oh, did it work? Holy shit. I couldn't even believe it. All right. Scripting, right? You've heard about this. Maybe you've tried it. Well, I'm going to tell you what I did, and oh God, did it work. It's just fucking exactly what I wanted showed up. You guys, this is so powerful. This is one of those times. Be careful what you wish for because one of the times I did it, I got what I wanted. And then after like a year, it was like, wait, that's not really good for me. Right? It was a relationship long time ago. I manifested, but it worked. It was exactly what I thought I wanted. But live and learn. Now, the good news is if you know what's good for you, I mean, you could just be trying to manifest some money. You know what I'm saying? But I think just try this, man. It's so good. All right, here's what you do. First thing you got to do is, well, the first thing you got to do, I'll talk about at the end, actually, because I know you guys are like, well, hurry up and tell me how to do it. Okay. Well, the real first thing you got to do is at the end of this video. So this, I know that sounds stupid, but I might bore you with it, is the thing. It's the boring part nobody wants to do. Okay. But this actual scripting thing that we're doing, first thing you got to do, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, right? Whatever it is you're trying to manifest, write like 2 pages at the most. Don't write a bunch of shit, right? And of whatever it is that you want. So, for example, when I manifested this relationship, um, I wrote exactly what she would be like. And again, the thing I fucked up was there was stuff in there. In hindsight, I was like, yeah, that's not good for anybody. I don't want that kind of person. So live and learn, but whatever, right? That was a long time ago. But really though, write what you want, write exactly what you want, the kind of person you want, the personality traits, right? I've done this other times, obviously scripting, and I've manifested other things and it was fine, right? Money, other people, I've done, but what I'm telling you is it works so good. You're going to get exactly what you wrote. You're going to get exactly what you wrote, dude. So write 2 page description at the most of what you want. The shorter, the better, but don't go crazy because what a lot of people do when they are trying to manifest like a person, like a relationship or something, is they write like 10 pages of stuff. That's too much. That's too much, guys. You're going to confuse the universe. You're going to be going in 5 million different directions. So try to keep it at 2 pages, like handwritten pages, right? Okay. So that's well, really two. We'll talk about, like I said, we'll talk about number one at the end because I don't want to bore you with it. It's the part nobody wants to do, but you got to do it. You got to do it, guys. You got to do this part. We'll talk about it at the end. Okay. So that's for the scripting technique. That's the first thing. Write down exactly what it is you want. What I do, by the way, is I'll get a notebook, like one of those spiral notebooks, and I'll get the ones that have like the sections, like the thicker ones that have those manila dividers. So it's like a 4 subject spiral notebook. That way you're not wasting a bunch of paper and you can use the same notebook multiple times. Because at the beginning of each section is where you're going to write your 2 pages of stuff, right? Of whatever it is that you want to manifest. Okay. So then in the pages that follow, you're going to start doing the scripting. And you might have to stick with this for a while, but it's not that long. This is why I was so blown away by how well it worked. I even got something that wasn't good for me one time, right? And then other times I got, exactly what I wanted and it was like really good for me. Like for example, a bunch of money or whatever. So the scripting part, I did it for, I want to say it was just a little over 2 months is how long it ended up taking. And then I started getting all kinds of like intuitive hits that I would be getting the thing, and then I got it every time. Every time, you guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. See, every time you see one of those videos on YouTube and they're like, you can manifest something in 24 hours. Really? Do you believe that? I mean, I guess theoretically that's possible, right? But I mean, come on. No, I think 2 months is realistic. Manifest like a whole fucking person, which is supposed to be like the lover of your dreams or whatever, right? Okay, I'll spend a couple months on that. So let's just, I just wanted to put that in here. Like, you might need to stick with this for a little bit, but just don't get impatient because, I mean, seriously, like 2 months, 3 months, it's not that long, guys. What if you're trying to manifest like $100,000? You know what I'm saying? If you manifest like $100,000 and it only takes you 3 months to do it, would you do it? Yeah. Okay. So you write the 2 pages of what you want, and then in the next part of your notebook is where you're going to actually do the scripting. And here's what I did. After I meditate in the morning, I would sit down before I do anything else, just right after I meditate. Right after I meditate, right? I don't do anything else. I sit down with my notebook and I spend probably 20 minutes doing this. And I would write one sentence 55 times. It's called scripting, and it works. It's insane how well it works. Um, and it needs to be like one sentence because you got to do it 55 times, and you're going to be doing this for a couple of months or something. So don't drive yourself crazy with a big long sentence. That's why I already had you do the couple of pages of like describing what you want already, because now you're going to just invent one sentence. And it could just be a short sentence, which is connected to what you wrote on the 2 pages, the 2 page description of what you want. You see how that works? So that way you're not writing like an enormous long sentence every time. You should be able to, it should fill just one line in your notebook. And you're going to write it 55 times every day for 5 days. And then you're going to skip 5 days. And then you're going to write it 55 times for 5 days. And then you're going to skip 5 days. And then you're going to write it 55 times for 5 days. You see? And if you're doing this for 2 or 3 months, you should start to get some, I don't know, signs, indicators, numbers, synchronicities, intuition. Oh man, if you get intuition, you got it. You got it. All you got to do is wait for it to show up. You don't have to keep like focusing on trying to get it, like by doing more scripting. But God, does this work? Just incredible. Um, okay, so that's the actual scripting thing, and it just sounds so easy. Why does it work? Well, you're leaving an impression on your subconscious. Okay, here's the other thing that we got to talk about, which I said is like kind of the boring part. Well, not really, but as you're going throughout your day, and we'll talk again about when to stop because I just told you, but I want to make sure you got it. So we'll circle back to that in a minute. But as you're going, while you're doing all the scripting, as you're going about your day, even between weeks, when you're taking 5 days off, right? You're doing it for 5 days and then you're not doing it for 5 days. And then you're doing it for 5 days and you're not doing it for 5 days. So even the times when you're not doing it for 5 days, you can still be doing this, which is the affirmations. I just made a video Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, today's Monday. Yeah, Friday. I made a video about affirmations, and you could be doing stuff like that. Um, and again, the idea of doing scripting and affirmations and stuff is you're tricking your subconscious mind into believing something. And remember, when you do an affirmation or this scripting, don't put stuff like, I want this thing. Don't put that. I should have told you that at the beginning. But instead, put, I have. I have. Don't put, I'm going to be. Don't put, I want. Don't put, I'm going to be. Put, I have this amazing lover. I have $100,000, whatever. Right? Same thing with affirmations. And you're going about your day doing the affirmations. Focus on the presence of what you're after, not on the absence of it. Because if you say, I'm going to get or I have, you're acknowledging that you don't have it. And everybody knows how the law of attraction works. How do I hack this law of attraction, right? I have, I am, I choose, I believe. Hmm? Now, when to know that you can stop doing the scripting is, again, you're going to be getting some number synchronicities, some other kind of synchronicities, some external indicators that it's working. I mean, I guess you could do it for one more cycle after that just to be sure, kind of thing. But you don't need to keep doing it at that point. But most importantly, the best indicator is intuition. Intuition, guys. And I got just the thing for you, because you might be going, well, because this is the problem most people have. Like, they don't know what intuition is, or they think intuition is some kind of an emotion. It's not emotion. And that's the biggest mistake that people make when trying to understand intuition is they have a feeling, they have an emotion. That's not intuition. That's an emotion. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can be sure of yourself, but that's an emotion. I'm talking about beyond the emotional mind, the mental mind. It's beyond that. It's spiritual, and it's this knowing. It's not, I'm certain, I feel emotionally certain, I just know it, I'm confident. Nah, not that. Not that. It's like deja vu or something. It's your mind won't understand it when it happens. That's the key. That's intuition. And I got just a thing for you. I got a playlist. There's a link down below for you called The Basics of Manifesting. It's free, like basically like think of it like a quick start guide on how to get law of attraction to start working for you. And there's 2 videos in there. One of them is how to interpret intuition, and the other one is how to cultivate intuition. Mm. And again, you got to start with the kind of boring part, which is, well, I mean, once you get it going and you start to have some experiences, you're not going to think it's boring anymore. But watch that first video. It's called How to Get the Law of Attraction to Start Working, because it's the part that most people leave out. And it's the most important part. It's the spiritual part. It's the most important part. It's consciousness. And that's the part everybody skips over, right? So watch that video too. How to get the law of attraction to start working. Again, I'll link the playlist down below for you, The Basics of Manifesting. Get started today. All right, guys. See you later.